They declared war on humanity, and humanity declared extinction, HFY. Sci-fi across the world, people first thought it was a strange weather event. In New York, office workers stepped toward the windows and stared upward. In Nairobi, children pointed at the clouds. In Tokyo, traffic slowed as drivers noticed a growing shadow stretching across the skyline. Above every major city on Earth, massive shapes appeared in perfect silence. They were not small ships. They were not distant lights. They were enormous structures, dark and sharp, shaped like spears aimed at the planet. They blocked sunlight. They did not move. They simply hovered. No explosions came. No warning sirens at first. Only confusion. Then every screen on Earth turned black. Phones, televisions, public billboards, cockpit displays in aircraft, even smartwatches. Every digital surface changed at the same time. A single symbol appeared. It was not human. After 3 seconds, the symbol dissolved into words. The message came in every language at once. We are the Dominion Pact. Your species has been observed. Your expansion pattern indicates future instability. You are classified as a hostile evolutionary threat. You will surrender all advanced weapons and propulsion systems within 7 of your planetary rotations. I's failure to comply will result in corrective extinction. The message ended. The screens went dark again. For a full minute, the planet was silent. Then the world erupted into noise. Governments tried to speak at once. News anchors shouted over each other. Military networks lit up with urgent signals. Civilian satellites adjusted position to scan the objects in orbit. But the alien ships did nothing more. They waited, deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a hardened underground complex built decades earlier. A small group of people watched the same message on a secure display. The room was cold and quiet. No one panicked, no one shouted. General Marcus Rourke stood with his hands behind his back. His face was lined with age and long service. He had prepared for war his entire life, but not like this. They finally showed themselves, he said. Across the table sat Dr. Leora Vance. Her dark hair was tied back, her eyes fixed on a stream of data flowing down her tablet screen. They have been here longer than today, she replied. These ships did not just arrive. Their energy signatures suggest they were positioned outside the moon's orbit for at least 3 days. General Rourke nodded once. Then they wanted us to see them together. At the far end of the room, a tall man in a naval uniform stood silently. Captain Arman Hale commanded the orbital defense fleet, though most of the world did not know such a fleet truly existed. They are confident, Hale said. They believe we cannot challenge them. Dr. Vance zoomed in on a holographic projection of one alien vessel. Their technology is beyond ours in raw output, but they are not perfect. Their power grids pulse in cycles. That means they can be disrupted. General Rourke looked at both of them. The president wants options within the hour. There is only one real option, Hale said quietly. The general met his eyes. The Atlas Protocol. No one else in the room reacted. They already knew. Far to the north, beneath kilometers of Arctic ice, a young engineer named Kellen Ward ran through a frozen corridor with a tablet clutched in his hand. The facility around him hummed with power. It had no official name. On public maps, it did not exist. It was listed as a climate research station. Kellen burst into a wide chamber filled with metal rings and suspended cables. At its center stood a structure shaped like a broken circle, glowing faintly blue. His supervisor, Director Alton Pierce, stood near the control console. You saw it, Pierce said without turning. Yes, Kellen answered, still catching his breath. Everyone saw it. Pierce finally faced him. Then you understand why this project just became the most important machine in human history. Kellen looked at the glowing ring. It is not ready. It does not need to be perfect, Pierce replied. It needs to work. Kellen stared at the data on his screen. Energy spikes from orbit, gravitational disturbances near Jupiter, patterns that did not match known physics. They are positioning something in the outer system, Kellen said slowly. Pierce nodded. Our telescopes confirm it, a structure forming beyond Jupiter's orbit. It is massive. How massive? Pierce hesitated. Larger than any single ship above Earth. Kellen felt a cold weight settle in his chest. The alien fleet in Earth's sky might only be a warning. Back underground in the mountain complex, global leaders appeared on secure holographic feeds. Some looked frightened, others angry. One demanded immediate surrender to avoid destruction. Another argued that humanity should negotiate. A third insisted that retaliation would bring total annihilation. General Rourke listened without emotion. When they finished, he spoke calmly. 20 years ago, our intelligence predicted this scenario. Not the details, but the possibility. We built contingencies. We prepared. Several leaders looked confused. Dr. Vance activated a projection of the solar system. Hidden markers appeared between Mars and Jupiter. These are autonomous shipyards inside hollowed asteroids, she explained. They have been building in silence for years. Captain Hale stepped forward. We have a fleet. It is not visible from Earth. It was never meant to be. One leader's voice trembled. You built warships without public knowledge? Yes, General Rourke answered. We did. Silence followed. The aliens gave us 7 days, Hale said. They believe fear will divide us. And will it? Someone asked. General Rourke's eyes hardened. No. In orbit, small human defense platforms adjusted position, pretending to follow standard procedures. The alien ships remained still, watching. Inside one of the alien vessels, unseen by human eyes, tall figures observed Earth through layered displays. Their forms were thin and elongated, their skin a pale metallic shade. One of them studied a rotating image of humanity's military assets. They show restraint, it said, in a smooth, emotionless voice. They are processing inevitability, another replied. Primitive species require time to accept extinction. Back on Earth, chaos continued. Markets collapsed, highways filled. Some people prayed, others rioted. Many simply stayed home, staring at the sky. Captain Hale returned to orbit aboard a small shuttle. As his craft rose through the atmosphere, he saw the dark outline of an alien ship above the clouds. It did not fire. It did not move. It watched. His shuttle docked with an unremarkable station labeled as a communications hub. In truth, it was command center for the Hidden Defense Network. Inside, officers worked in controlled silence. Status, Hale ordered. Alien ships maintaining position. One officer reported. No weapon discharge. No boarding craft. Outer system scans? Hale asked. Another officer looked uneasy. Energy buildup near Jupiter increasing. Structure is expanding. Hale folded his arms. They are building a gate. Dr. Vance's voice came through the secure channel from Earth. We believe so. A reinforcement gateway or heavy weapons platform? How long? Hale asked. less than 7 days. He gave a single nod. Then we cannot wait 7 days. Far beneath the Arctic ice, Kellen adjusted the calibration on the glowing ring. Sweat rolled down his face despite the cold air. The machine was designed to bend space itself, to fold distance, to allow ships to move faster than light without traditional engines. It had worked once in a small test, for 3 seconds. Now it needed to move entire warships. Power levels unstable, Kellen muttered. Director Pierce stepped closer. Can you stabilize it? Maybe, Kellen answered. If we reroute energy through the secondary core, do it. Kellen hesitated. If it overloads, the backlash could fracture the ice shelf above us. Pierce looked him directly in the eyes. If it does not work, the ice shelf will not matter. Kellen swallowed and began typing commands. Across the planet, as night fell over one hemisphere and dawn rose over another, the alien ships continued to hover. On the second day, they demonstrated power. A human satellite near geostationary orbit exploded without warning. No missile trail, no visible beam. It simply shattered into glowing debris. An hour later, an unmanned naval vessel in the Pacific lost all power and sank. The message was clear. We can touch you anywhere. Public fear grew stronger, but something else grew as well. Anger. In factories across Earth, production lines shifted. Civilian drones were reprogrammed for military logistics. Mining corporations received sealed orders and began launching heavy equipment toward asteroid belts. General Rourke walked alone through a quiet corridor in the mountain complex. He stopped before a reinforced door. Inside was a single console with one protected key. Atlas Protocol. He did not turn it yet. He waited for confirmation. On the orbital station, Captain Hale received a final report from Dr. Vance. The Jupiter structure is almost complete, she said. If it activates, reinforcements could arrive instantly. Hale looked at the stars beyond the viewport. Then we strike before it does. He opened a secure channel to General Rourke. It is time, Hale said. The general stood in the control room and looked around at the officers who had prepared for this moment for decades. Activate Atlas, he ordered. The key turned. Across the asteroid belt, silent machines awakened. Hidden docks opened. Massive shapes detached from rock and ice. Warships, sleek, dark, and human. Their engines glowed blue as they powered up for the first time in years. In the Arctic facility, Kellen felt the ground tremble slightly as energy surged through the ring structure. Drive core at 70%, he called out. Director Pierce listened to an incoming transmission from command. They activated Atlas, Pierce said. Kellen froze for half a second. Then he understood. Humanity was not going to surrender. Above Earth, the alien ships finally moved. They adjusted formation as if sensing the shift in human activity. Inside one alien command chamber, a tall figure tilted its head. Human fleet signatures detected near Saturn, it reported. That is not possible, another replied. They possess no such fleet. Correction. They do. In orbit over Earth, Captain Hale watched tactical displays light up with friendly signals emerging from deep space. He allowed himself a small breath. Bring the fleet to combat readiness, he commanded. Set course for Jupiter. On Earth, people still stared at the sky, uncertain of what their leaders had chosen. They did not know about the hidden ships. They did not know about the machine beneath the ice. They only knew that something had declared them unfit to exist. And somewhere beyond the clouds, engines ignited. The war had not officially begun, but humanity had already made its decision. They would not wait for extinction. They would answer it, and in the dark between planets, the first human fleet moved silently toward Jupiter, toward the growing alien structure, and toward a future that would decide whether Earth would survive. The sky had spoken. Now humanity was preparing to speak back. The alien ships remained above Earth, silent and still, but the hidden human fleet moved through space with purpose. Captain Armand Hale stood on the bridge of the flagship, the dark interior lit by soft blue screens. Each officer worked with quiet intensity, monitoring distant blips and calculating vectors. The fleet was small compared to the alien armada above Earth, but it was fast, hidden, and unpredictable. Dr. Leora Vance spoke from a secured channel. Captain, energy readings from the Jupiter structure are off the charts. Whatever they are building, it is operational soon. We need to reach it before they finish. Her voice held calm urgency, the kind that only came from long years of work in life and death situations. Hale nodded, glancing at the young navigator, Marek Sloan. Plot the course through the asteroid belts. Avoid standard routes. I want them surprised. Marek's fingers flew across the console, eyes scanning the constantly updating data. Meanwhile, on Earth, General Marcus Rourke coordinated the Atlas protocol from the mountain complex. The facility hummed with energy as hundreds of screens displayed live feeds from satellites, secret bases, and orbital stations. The world outside remained unaware of the human fleet silently leaving the solar system. In the Arctic, Kellen Ward continued fine-tuning the faster-than-light drive. The glowing ring pulsed with power, its energy rippling through the massive underground chamber. Director Alton Pierce observed quietly, knowing every second was critical. "You're stabilizing the drive for multiple ships now," Pierce said. Kellen nodded, sweat glistening on his forehead. "Yes, but if it fails, the fleet could be lost." Kellen adjusted the energy flow, rerouting power through the secondary core. Blue light surged, and a faint hum filled the chamber. "We're ready," he said, voice barely audible over the rising energy. Pierce looked at him solemnly. "Then we move." Back in orbit, Captain Hale's fleet moved cautiously through the asteroid belt. The hidden ships, designed for stealth, avoided detection by alien sensors. Small energy pulses and occasional communication signals were tightly controlled to minimize exposure. Dr. Vance's voice came over the secure channel again. "Captain, I've analyzed the alien fleet's pulse patterns. There is a weak point near the Jupiter structure's power source. If we can reach it, we might disable their reinforcement gate before it activates." Hale considered the risks. "We hit them there. We may trigger a response from their command fleet. But waiting could be worse. Prepare for full engagement." On Earth, General Rourke monitored alien activity. The Dominion Pact had begun minor strikes, destroying satellites and isolated military installations. Their intention was clear: fear and submission. But Rourke and his team ignored the attacks. They had a bigger plan. In the Arctic, Kellen initiated the final sequence. Energy from the ring surged into the fleet's drives. One by one, ships blinked out of conventional space and appeared in positions closer to Jupiter. The faster-than-light transition was smooth, though every officer aboard felt the weight of the moment. They were now in enemy territory. Captain Hale observed the Jupiter structure growing in size on the projection. Its dark metallic arms extended toward the giant planet, pulsating with energy. "There it is," he said. "All ships, Maintain formation. Prepare to engage. Marek Sloan guided the fleet through narrow passages of asteroids to minimize detection. Each maneuver was precise, calculated to avoid gravitational anomalies and unexpected collisions. The alien vessels had surveillance drones, but the humans had learned their patterns. This gave them a slim advantage. Meanwhile, Kellen monitored the drives remotely, his face tense. "Captain, the secondary core is stable, but the structure is powering up faster than predicted. You have roughly 6 hours before full activation." Hale's jaw tightened. "Then we do not waste time. Target the weak point." The fleet approached the structure, its size dwarfing even the largest human warship. Alien energy fields shimmered on its surface and small vessels patrolled around it. Captain Hale ordered the fleet to split. Some ships would create a diversion, drawing the patrols away, while the attack group moved directly toward the core. Dr. Vance analyzed the alien signals and provided precise instructions. The energy matrix is vulnerable on the north side. Timing is critical. Any error, and the reinforcement gate could open with devastating effect. Hale acknowledged. "Understood. Everyone, follow protocol. We have one chance." The diversion group executed maneuvers that drew the alien patrols toward them. Explosions lit the surrounding space as they feigned attacks. The attack group, led by Hale, slipped through a narrow corridor between asteroids, undetected by enemy sensors. Kellen monitored the power levels from the Arctic facility. His hands flew over the console as he maintained the faster-than-light link, ensuring the fleet stayed stable. "We're holding, but the structure's field is fluctuating. Adjustments incoming." Pierce looked on with steady concern. "Do it. We cannot fail now." The human ships neared the core, and Dr. Vance's calculations guided them precisely. She explained to Hale, "Once we reach the matrix, we release the electromagnetic pulse to disrupt the gate. Timing and position are everything. Miss it, and the aliens will know we are here." Hale responded firmly. "We will not miss it. Everyone knows what is at stake." As they closed in, alien defense ships began reacting. Energy beams arced across space, and shields flared as patrols turned toward the intruders. Captain Hale gave the order. "Engage only to clear obstacles. The target is the core." No distractions. The attack group moved with precision, weaving through energy fields and debris. Their smaller ships acted as guides, illuminating weak points. Dr. Vance's calculations proved accurate, and they reached the core's vulnerable area. Hale gave the signal. The fleet released the electromagnetic pulse. A wave of energy swept across the structure, causing systems to flicker and alarms to sound within the alien vessels. The reinforcement gate sputtered and powered down partially. The humans had succeeded in delaying activation. The alien command detected the interference. Massive vessels began adjusting position, sending signals to distant ships. It was clear that the Dominion Pact now knew humans were actively engaging. Hale's fleet began to withdraw, maintaining evasive maneuvers as the alien ships pursued. On Earth, General Rourke monitored the distant battle through live feeds. He spoke quietly to his team. "The first strike is successful, but this is only the beginning. The aliens will retaliate in force. Be ready." In the Arctic, Kellen allowed himself a brief exhale. The drives had held, but only just. The energy flow was diminishing, and the strain on the secondary core was evident. "We made it," he whispered. Pierce nodded but said nothing, knowing the real test was still ahead. Back in orbit, Captain Hale guided the fleet safely past Jupiter's system. Small skirmishes occurred as alien patrols tried to intercept, but the human ships used speed and stealth to escape. They regrouped near Saturn, out of immediate danger. Dr. Vance communicated over secure channels. The alien structure is delayed, but it will repair quickly. They will not forget this. We need more data from their technology to prepare for what comes next. Hale nodded. Understood. Prepare retrieval drones and intelligence teams. We cannot waste any advantage. Across the solar system, humanity's response was becoming clear. Civilian industries were converting to war production. Mining colonies were being armed. Secret shipyards emerged from hollowed asteroids, launching new vessels into orbit. Earth was no longer a passive planet. It was a hive of activity preparing for an interstellar fight. The Dominion Pact observed quietly, though the alien vessels above Earth shifted slightly in formation. They were aware now that humans were not defenseless. They were aware that humanity had taken the first step, and the response was calculated, precise, and unexpectedly bold. Captain Hale addressed the fleet. Today, we sent a message to the Dominion Pact. We are not waiting for extinction. We fight. We adapt. And we will survive. His words resonated with every officer and crew member aboard the hidden ships. They understood the gravity of the situation, yet they felt a renewed determination. On Earth, civilians looked up at the sky, unaware of the hidden fleets and Arctic machines. All they saw were the alien ships, silent and imposing. Fear spread, but behind the scenes, humanity had already taken its first steps in defiance. Kellen returned to monitoring the drives, making minor adjustments to prepare for the next activation. The Arctic chamber hummed steadily, the glow of the ring casting shadows on the walls. Pierce watched over him, knowing that the technology they controlled was both a weapon and a beacon of hope. As night fell across Earth's surface, alien patrols adjusted and reinforced positions. The Dominion Pact had detected the pulse, realized humans were taking initiative, and began strategizing their response. The balance of power had shifted, and the first true human offensive had begun. Captain Hale's fleet held formation near Saturn, preparing for the next move. Dr. Vance worked tirelessly on simulations. Kellen refined the drive, and General Rourke coordinated planetary defenses. Each part of humanity's hidden machinery was now in motion, ready for the escalation that was coming. The sky above Earth remained quiet for now. The alien ships hovered, watching, waiting. But in the cold reaches of space, humanity had moved first. They had shown initiative, intelligence, and courage, and in doing so, they had begun to write the first chapter of a war that would decide the fate of the planet, the solar system, and possibly the galaxy itself. Humanity had struck the first blow, and the Dominion Pact would soon learn that the species they underestimated was not so easy to extinguish. The hidden human fleet moved through the darkness of space with silent determination. Captain Armand Hale stood on the bridge of the lead ship, his eyes scanning the holographic display of Jupiter and the alien structure they had disrupted. Though the pulse had delayed the reinforcement gate, the Dominion Pact would respond soon, and the humans had to strike decisively. Dr. Leora Vance monitored the alien energy signatures from her station. "Captain, we are receiving intermittent signals from the Jupiter structure. They are trying to repair the gate faster than anticipated. If they succeed, the second wave could arrive almost instantly." Hale nodded. "Then we do not wait. Prepare the attack formation. We go in with precision and speed." A fleet advanced through the asteroid belt, weaving between rocks and debris. Smaller scout ships led the way, scanning for enemy patrols. The stealth technology kept the main fleet hidden, but every officer understood the risk. One wrong calculation, and the Dominion Pact would detect them. In the Arctic, Kellen Ward monitored the faster-than-light drives, his fingers flying over the console. Each ship required careful stabilization as they maintained proximity to the target. Director Alton Pierce watched quietly. "How long can the cores hold?" he asked. Kellen hesitated. "If nothing goes wrong, maybe a few more hours. But any overload could be catastrophic." Pierce nodded. "Then we make every second count." On Earth, General Marcus Rourke coordinated planetary defenses. Satellites and orbital platforms prepared for retaliation. Civilian factories converted production lines to build new ships and weapons. Humanity's hidden strength was coming into focus. But the general knew the stakes were higher than ever. Back in the fleet, Captain Hale gathered his senior officers. "The structure's core is vulnerable on the North Quadrant. Our approach must be precise. The attack ships will move first, neutralizing defenses, while the main fleet follows. Timing is critical. We cannot allow a second wave to arrive prematurely." Marek Sloan, the navigator, nodded, already plotting complex trajectories around Jupiter and the debris fields. As the fleet closed in, alien patrols began to respond. Energy beams streaked through space, targeting scout ships. The humans did not panic. They anticipated this. The scouts maneuvered in patterns designed to confuse the enemy sensors, while the attack group slipped closer to the core. Dr. Vance guided the fleet with calm authority. "Captain, the North Quadrant defenses are heavier than expected. We need to adjust speed and angle to avoid detection. If we move too fast, we trigger the shielding. Too slow, and we are exposed." Hale made the decision. "We balance both. Trust your calculations. Execute now." The attack ships moved with precision. Plasma bursts lit the void as shields flared and alien ships reacted. Human vessels fired only when necessary, avoiding prolonged engagement to maintain focus on the main objective. Each move was coordinated, every action measured. Kellen monitored the drives remotely from the Arctic chamber. Core energy stable. Ships maintaining position. Secondary adjustments required to compensate for the structure's energy field. Pierce glanced at him. "Good. Keep it steady. Lives depend on it." Inside the alien structure, alarms blared. The Dominion Pact realized the humans had bypassed their outer defenses. Security vessels accelerated toward the core, but the humans had already calculated these movements. Captain Hale's fleet used rapid maneuvers, avoiding direct confrontation while targeting weak points. Dr. Vance's calculations guided the final approach. "Once we reach the core, we deploy the pulse disruptor. This will temporarily disable the gate and prevent reinforcements from arriving. Timing is everything. Everyone must be ready," Hale confirmed. "All attack ships prepare for pulse deployment. Wait for my signal." The attack group reached the vulnerable North Quadrant. Energy fields shimmered, signaling the core's instability. Hale gave the command. "Deploy pulse disruptor, now!" A wave of electromagnetic energy surged across the structure, causing sparks and system failures. The gate flickered and powered down partially, delaying the arrival of reinforcements. Alien vessels detected the disruption. They began to adjust formation, sending urgent signals to distant ships. Captain Hale anticipated this and ordered an immediate withdrawal. The fleet weaved through the asteroid belt, avoiding direct pursuit. Small skirmishes erupted, but human stealth and agility allowed them to retreat safely. On Earth, General Rourke monitored the operation with relief but remained cautious. The first offensive was successful, but this is only the beginning. The Dominion Pact will respond with greater force. Prepare for the next engagement. Civilian industries continued converting to war production, emphasizing the urgency of sustained resistance. Kellen exhaled in the Arctic chamber, the faster-than-light drive still stable but stressed. "We held together," he whispered. Pierce placed a hand on his shoulder. "Yes, but this war has only begun. Be ready for what comes next." Captain Hale's fleet regrouped near Saturn. The crew evaluated damage, recharged shields, and analyzed alien patterns. Dr. Vance worked tirelessly, reviewing data and preparing strategies for the next encounter. Each officer understood the importance of their hidden role in the larger war. The Dominion Pact above Earth remained vigilant. Alien ships shifted formation, patrolling the skies more aggressively. They had realized humanity was not passive, but they underestimated human adaptability, intelligence, and courage. Captain Hale addressed his officers. "Today we proved that we can challenge them. We struck first and disrupted their plans. The Dominion Pact will not forget this. We must remain vigilant, ready, and unpredictable. Humanity will fight, and we will survive." The officers acknowledged, feeling the weight of the mission but also a growing confidence. On Earth, civilians remained unaware of the hidden human fleet. All they saw were the alien ships in the sky, ominous and silent. Fear spread, but behind the scenes, humanity's hidden machinery was preparing for the next strike, building a foundation of resistance that the Dominion Pact could not easily overcome. Kellen returned to monitoring the Arctic drives, making adjustments to maintain stability for future missions. Pierce watched over him, understanding the dual importance of technology and human resolve. The fleet had succeeded in its first major operation, but the war was far from over. As night fell across the planet, the Dominion Pact reassessed their strategies. They realized humanity was not just defending, but actively taking the fight to them. Their response would be stronger, faster, and more coordinated. Yet, they still underestimated human creativity and courage. Captain Hale's fleet held position near Saturn, preparing for the next move. Dr. Vance ran simulations, Kellen fine-tuned the drives, and General Rourke coordinated planetary defenses. Humanity's hidden strength was growing with every passing hour. The sky above Earth remained quiet for the moment. The alien ships hovered, observing, calculating, but humanity had taken initiative. They had struck first, demonstrating intelligence, courage, and determination. Humanity's first offensive was a message to the Dominion Pact. We are not waiting for extinction. We fight, we adapt, and we will survive. The war had begun in earnest, and the humans were prepared to continue their struggle across the solar system, shaping the outcome of a battle that would decide the fate of Earth and perhaps the galaxy itself. The human fleet regrouped near Saturn, taking time to repair minor damage and analyze the data gathered from the Jupiter structure. Captain Armin Hale studied the maps of the outer system, his eyes sharp and focused. The attack had been successful, but they knew the Dominion Pact would respond quickly. Every officer on the bridge understood that the next engagement would be more dangerous. Dr. Leora Vance analyzed the alien energy patterns. "Captain, the Dominion Pact is reinforcing the Jupiter structure and sending additional patrols. If we wait too long, the second wave could arrive fully operational. We need to prepare our next strike and improve our technology." Hale nodded. "Then we act before they regain full strength." Prepare new attack plans and update all ship systems. We need speed, stealth, and precision. Far below on Earth, General Marcus Rourke oversaw the rapid transformation of civilian industries into war production hubs. Factories that once built cars, planes, and commercial drones now produced warships, armored vehicles, and weapons. Mining colonies launched materials toward orbital shipyards, and secret research facilities worked around the clock on advanced technology. New leaders emerged among the human forces. Commander Elias Trent, a former cargo pilot, coordinated fleet movements and supply routes. Dr. Amara Solis developed countermeasures for alien plasma weaponry. Riven Kade, a resistance leader on Mars, organized civilian fighters and reclaimed lost territory. Captain Hale convened his senior officers. Our previous strike delayed the reinforcement gate, but the aliens are adapting. We must anticipate their moves and act before they strike back with full force. Dr. Van spoke. We can modify the faster-than-light drives to allow multiple ships to engage simultaneously, increasing mobility and attack power. Kellen Ward is working on stabilizing the cores. Hale nodded. Do it. Every advantage counts. In the Arctic, Kellen worked tirelessly with Director Pierce, monitoring energy surges and maintaining the faster-than-light drives. The cores are stable, Kellen said, but if we push them further, we risk overloading the system. The fleet will need precise timing to avoid disaster. Pierce replied, We have no choice. Humanity cannot wait. Their reinforcements will be here soon. The fleet moved again, this time in coordinated groups designed for maximum efficiency. The attack ships would lead, striking first, while the support vessels followed closely, ready to assist and defend. Captain Hale watched the tactical displays, knowing that every movement mattered. One error could expose the fleet to annihilation. As they approached the outer asteroid fields near Jupiter, alien patrols became more aggressive. Energy beams streaked across space, and shield flares illuminated the dark void. The human fleet used careful maneuvers to avoid direct confrontation, engaging only when necessary to clear a path for the attack group. Dr. Vance guided the fleet with precision. Captain, the Jupiter structure defenses have strengthened. The North Quadrant is heavily shielded, but there are small gaps near the energy nodes. Timing is critical. If we miss, the reinforcements will arrive with devastating effect. Hale confirmed. We follow your calculations. Execute now. The attack ships moved in perfect formation, weaving through energy fields and debris. Plasma bursts from alien patrols lit the darkness, but the humans avoided major conflict, maintaining focus on the core. Kellen monitored the drives remotely, ensuring the fleet remained stable and synchronized. Inside the alien structure, alarms blared. The Dominion Pact realized humans had breached outer defenses again. Security vessels accelerated toward the core, but the humans anticipated these movements. Captain Hale's fleet executed rapid maneuvers, avoiding direct attacks while targeting weak points in the shields. Dr. Vance's calculations guided the final approach. Once we reach the core, we deploy a multi-pulse disruptor. This will temporarily disable the gate and prevent reinforcements from arriving. Timing and precision are everything. Hale nodded. All attack ships, prepare for deployment. Wait for my signal. The attack group reached the vulnerable nodes. Energy fields shimmered, signaling the core's instability. Hale gave the command. Deploy disruptor, now. A surge of electromagnetic energy rippled across the structure, causing sparks and system failures. The reinforcement gate flickered and powered down partially, delaying the arrival of the second wave. Alien vessels detected the disruption. They began adjusting formation, sending signals to distant fleets. Captain Hale anticipated this and ordered an immediate withdrawal. The fleet weaved through the asteroid belt, avoiding pursuit while maintaining tight formation. Skirmishes erupted, but human agility and strategy allowed them to retreat safely. On Earth, General Rourke monitored the operation from the mountain complex. The strike was successful, but the Dominion Pact will retaliate with greater force, prepare all planetary defenses, and coordinate with secret bases. Humanity must be ready for the next engagement. Civilian industries continued to convert to war production, emphasizing the urgency of sustained resistance. Kellen exhaled in the Arctic chamber. The faster-than-light drives held, but the strain on the secondary cores was significant. "We maintained stability," he whispered. Pierce nodded, understanding the fragile balance they had achieved. "Yes, but this war is just beginning. Prepare for further operations." Captain Hale's fleet regrouped near Saturn, repairing minor damage and analyzing alien tactics. Dr. Vance ran simulations to improve strategy, and Kellen refined the drives for sustained operations. Every officer and crew member understood the importance of their hidden role in humanity's larger plan. The Dominion Pact above Earth remained vigilant. Alien ships patrolled the skies aggressively, reacting to the human offensive. They had realized humans were not passive, but underestimated human adaptability and courage. Captain Hale addressed the fleet. "We have shown the Dominion Pact that humanity is not defenseless. We strike with precision and intelligence. The next engagements will be harder, but we are ready. We fight, we adapt, and we survive." The officers acknowledged, feeling both the weight of their mission and a renewed sense of purpose. On Earth, civilians looked to the sky, unaware of the hidden human fleet. Fear spread among the population, but behind the scenes, humanity's machinery of resistance was preparing for further strikes. Secret bases, shipyards, and research facilities worked tirelessly, ensuring that humanity would remain unpredictable and dangerous. Kellen returned to monitoring the Arctic drives, making minor adjustments to maintain stability for future missions. Pierce observed silently, understanding the dual importance of human skill and technology. The fleet had succeeded in delaying alien reinforcements, but the war was far from over. As night fell across Earth, the Dominion Pact reassessed their strategies. They realized humanity was actively challenging them and that their previous assumptions about human weakness were wrong. Their response would be stronger, faster, and more coordinated, yet they still underestimated human resilience and ingenuity. Captain Hale's fleet held position near Saturn, preparing for the next strike. Dr. Vance ran detailed simulations. Kellen adjusted the drives, and General Rourke coordinated planetary defenses. Humanity's hidden strength continued to grow with every passing hour, and the first decisive moves of a larger war were taking shape. The sky above Earth remained calm for the moment. Alien ships hovered, observing, calculating. But humanity had demonstrated initiative. They had struck first and shown intelligence, courage, and determination. The message was clear. Humanity would not wait for extinction. The war had begun in earnest, and humans were prepared to continue their fight across the solar system, shaping the outcome of a conflict that would determine the fate of Earth and, possibly, the galaxy itself. Every officer, every scientist, and every soldier knew that this was only the beginning. Humanity would strike, survive, and adapt, no matter the odds. The Dominion Pact had underestimated them, and they would soon learn that humanity did not surrender. The human fleet moved deeper into alien space, navigating through uncharted regions beyond Jupiter. Captain Armin Hale studied the holographic projections of alien territory, his eyes scanning for weak points. The previous attacks had delayed the reinforcement gate, but the Dominion Pact was reorganizing. Every officer aboard knew that the next phase would be critical. Dr. Leora Vance monitored energy fluctuations from the alien structures. "Captain, the alien core is beginning repairs. They may be able to reactivate the gate soon. We need to reach their command nexus before reinforcements arrive." Hale nodded. "Prepare the fleet for deep space maneuvers. We will trace the communication network to its origin and disrupt it directly." In the Arctic, Kellen Ward adjusted the faster-than-light drives, maintaining stability for the entire fleet. The glow of the ring filled the chamber as he monitored the flow of energy. Director Pierce watched, knowing the risk was immense. "We push the drives further now, or the fleet may not make it in time," Pierce said. Kellen hesitated. "I understand." Initiating full stabilization sequence. On Earth, General Marcus Rourke coordinated the remaining planetary defenses and continued preparing new fleets in orbit. Commander Elias Trent managed logistics, ensuring supply lines were secure. Dr. Amara Solis developed countermeasures for alien weapons, while Riven Cade organized ground operations on Mars. Humanity's hidden strength was growing, and every faction worked toward a single goal: survival. Captain Hale gathered his officers. "The alien nexus controls communications, reinforcements, and strategic coordination across their fleets. We strike it directly, disrupt it, and their cohesion collapses." Dr. Vance added, "Many of the Dominion Pact members are coerced into submission. If they see proof of the core's vulnerability, they may turn against the Central Command." Hale nodded. "Then we act, not just as attackers, but as liberators." The fleet entered a dense asteroid field that served as natural cover. Alien patrols became more frequent, and energy beams flared as small skirmishes erupted. Human ships avoided unnecessary engagement, focusing instead on stealthy maneuvers to approach the Nexus. Kellen monitored the drives remotely from the Arctic, adjusting the energy flow as ships maneuvered. Core stability is within safe limits, but the Nexus's energy fields are stronger than predicted. Timing is critical. Pierce nodded. "Then we execute flawlessly. Humanity's survival depends on it." Captain Hale's attack group moved first, targeting the Nexus's outer defenses. Plasma bursts lit the void as shields flared, but the humans' precise calculations allowed them to reach the vulnerable points. Dr. Vance guided the deployment of multipulse disruptors, sending waves of energy to disable the alien core temporarily. Inside the alien command center, alarms blared. The Dominion Pact realized humans had penetrated deep into their territory. Security vessels accelerated toward the Nexus, but the human fleet anticipated these movements, using rapid maneuvers to avoid direct conflict while striking key systems. Dr. Vance's calculations proved accurate. The Nexus's core is destabilized, deploying electromagnetic pulse to prevent reinforcements. Timing is synchronized. Hale nodded. "Do it. Humanity's fate depends on this strike." The pulse surged through the Nexus, causing sparks and system failures. Communication networks flickered, and reinforcements were delayed. Alien factions observed the disruption and began to question their leadership. Some ships turned away, refusing orders to engage in what they saw as a futile battle. Captain Hale's fleet capitalized on the confusion, moving deeper into the system to secure strategic positions. On Mars, Riven Cade led resistance forces in reclaiming lost ground. The successful strikes in alien space inspired hope. Martian colonies mobilized, assisting in logistics and providing intelligence to the human fleet. The Dominion Pact's influence began to crumble under the combined pressure of Earth and Mars. Dr. Amara Solis developed new shielding systems to counter alien plasma weapons. Her designs were deployed across the fleet, increasing survival rates during skirmishes. Commander Elias Trent coordinated supply drops, ensuring that ammunition, fuel, and energy cells reached every ship without delay. Captain Hale addressed the fleet. "We have disrupted the Nexus and delayed reinforcements, but the Dominion Pact is still vast. We must continue to strike with precision and intelligence. Every action counts. Humanity will survive if we remain united, adaptable, and courageous," the officers acknowledged, understanding the gravity of their mission. Kellen returned to monitoring the Arctic drives, making adjustments for the next faster-than-light jump. Pierce observed silently, knowing the success of the operation depended on both technology and human skill. The fleet had achieved a significant victory, but the war was far from over. The Dominion Pact struggled to reorganize. Their communication network was compromised, and several member factions refused to follow orders. Alien ships moved cautiously, unsure of whom to trust. Humanity's hidden strength had revealed vulnerabilities within the enemy ranks. Captain Hale's fleet advanced, exploiting gaps in the alien defense. Dr. Vance provided continuous guidance, analyzing energy patterns and predicting enemy movements. The attack group targeted remaining strongholds, systematically disrupting the Dominion Pact's command structure. On Earth, General Rourke monitored the unfolding events. He coordinated planetary defenses, prepared new fleets for future operations, and ensured civilian populations were protected. Humanity's hidden forces had begun to demonstrate that strategic intelligence, technology, and determination could challenge even a superior alien alliance. As the human fleet pressed deeper into alien territory, communication signals from liberated factions confirmed the spread of doubt and rebellion among Dominion Pact members. Captain Hale recognized the opportunity. "We fight not only to survive, but to show the galaxy that humanity cannot be extinguished." Dr. Vance nodded. "We provide proof that the Central Command is vulnerable. Many will follow us." The attack group deployed drones to capture data from disabled alien vessels. Information about energy fields, propulsion systems, and weaponry was transmitted back to Earth. Humanity now had the knowledge to improve their fleet and prepare for the next stage of the war. Kellen monitored the faster-than-light drives, stabilizing multiple ships simultaneously. The Arctic chamber glowed as the energy pulses flowed through the cores, enabling coordinated jumps across vast distances. Pierce remained calm, understanding the delicate balance between technology and human skill. Captain Hale addressed his fleet. "We have struck decisively and inspired doubt within the Dominion Pact. But this war is not over. We will continue to adapt, strike strategically, and survive. Humanity will endure." The officers acknowledged, each aware that the coming battles would test every skill, every decision, and every ounce of courage. On Mars, Rivencade's forces prepared for coordinated strikes alongside Earth's hidden fleet. Resistance cells worked tirelessly, providing intelligence and support. The human alliance was growing stronger with every victory, and the Dominion Pact's grip was weakening. The human fleet advanced toward the next strategic target, guided by Dr. Vance's calculations and Kellen's precise control of the faster-than-light drives. Captain Hale observed the holographic maps, his eyes focused on enemy positions and potential vulnerabilities. Every movement was calculated, every decision deliberate. The Dominion Pact struggled to maintain cohesion. Some alien factions refused to engage, others faltered in communication, and their command structure was in disarray. Humanity had turned the tide of perception, showing that even the most powerful alliance could be challenged with strategy courage, and adaptability. Captain Hale's fleet continued to press forward, striking critical targets while avoiding unnecessary confrontations. Each success strengthened human morale, improved fleet capabilities, and increased the chances of surviving the looming battles. On Earth, General Rourke, Commander Trent, and Dr. Solis coordinated the growing resistance network, ensuring supply lines, defenses, and intelligence reached every human stronghold. Humanity was no longer passive. It was active, strategic, and dangerous. Kellen Ward monitored energy levels from the Arctic facility, ensuring the faster-than-light drives remained stable for the fleet. Pierce observed, aware that the success of humanity's hidden operations depended on precision, skill, and courage. Captain Hale addressed his officers once more. "We have disrupted the Dominion Pact, liberated factions, and delayed reinforcements. But the war is far from over. Every decision, every strike, and every act of courage will determine humanity's survival. We fight, we adapt, and we endure. Humanity will not surrender." The human fleet moved forward, deeper into alien territory, confident in their strategy, guided by intelligence, and empowered by technology. Humanity had struck a decisive blow and begun to shift the balance of power. The Dominion Pact had declared war, but humanity had shown that extinction would not come easily. The stage was set for the final confrontations, and the humans were prepared to fight for survival across the stars. Captain Armin Hale stood on the bridge of the flagship, looking out at the stars that stretched endlessly ahead. The human fleet had grown stronger, more coordinated, and more confident after every engagement with the Dominion Pact. Each ship had faced danger, and each had survived because of courage, intelligence, and preparation. But now, they were approaching the ultimate challenge, the heart of the alien command. Dr. Leora Vance monitored the readings from the forward ships. "Captain, the command center is heavily shielded and surrounded by multiple defensive layers. We can strike, but the margin for error is almost non-existent." Hale nodded. "Then we follow the plan exactly. All ships maintain formation and focus on the objective. Precision is everything." On Earth, General Marcus Rourke coordinated the planetary defenses, ensuring the human populations were safe, and the fleets in orbit were ready to support the hidden fleet in deep space. Commander Elias Trent monitored supply lines, while Dr. Amara Solis finalized new defensive technologies and energy shields for the fleet. Every human asset was working in unison, ready for the decisive confrontation. In the Arctic, Kellen Ward adjusted the faster-than-light drives for the final push. Energy pulsed through the ring, illuminating the chamber with a steady blue glow. Director Pierce watched him silently. "This is it, Kellen. The next jump must hold, or the fleet could be lost." Kellen's fingers moved rapidly over the controls. "We're ready. I'll maintain stability. The fleet will arrive in position." Captain Hale addressed the fleet through secure channels. "Today, we face the core of the Dominion Pact. This is the moment that will define humanity's survival. All ships, follow your assigned roles. We strike together, and we strike with precision. The fate of Earth depends on us." Officers and crews acknowledged, the weight of the mission clear in their eyes. The fleet moved in synchronized formation, entering uncharted regions of space with extreme caution. Alien patrols were more frequent and aggressive. Energy beams cut through the void, but human ships moved with speed and stealth, avoiding unnecessary engagements. The attack group, guided by Dr. Vance's calculations, moved toward weak points in the enemy shields. Kellen monitored the drives, stabilizing multiple ships as they maneuvered through gravitational anomalies and debris fields. "Core energy stable, but fields are fluctuating. Timing is critical." One error could destroy the entire fleet. Pierce nodded, watching the displays with intense focus. Then we execute flawlessly. Humanity depends on it. Inside the alien command center, alarms blared as human ships penetrated deep into their territory. Security vessels accelerated toward the core, but Captain Hale's fleet anticipated their movements. Rapid maneuvers allowed the humans to avoid direct confrontation while striking critical systems. The attack group targeted energy nodes, shield generators, and communication links with precise strikes. Dr. Vance guided the deployment of multiple electromagnetic pulses, synchronized to disrupt the core simultaneously from different angles. Sparks and flashes illuminated the structure, causing systems to fail and alarms to flare. Reinforcements were delayed, and the Dominion Pact's command network faltered. Alien factions observed the disruption, and uncertainty spread. Some ships hesitated, refusing orders. The human strategy was working: divide, confuse, and disrupt the enemy from within. Captain Hale's fleet capitalized on the confusion, moving deeper into the system to secure strategic positions. On Mars, Riven Cade's forces prepared for coordinated strikes alongside Earth's fleet. Resistance cells worked tirelessly to provide intelligence, assist logistics, and disrupt Dominion Pact operations. Every human faction acted with a single purpose: survival and victory. Dr. Amara Solis monitored energy shields, ensuring the fleet could withstand alien plasma attacks. Commander Elias Trent coordinated supply drops, ensuring fuel, ammunition, and energy cells reached every ship on time. The combined human forces were now a formidable machine, precise and deadly. Captain Hale addressed the fleet once more. "The core is vulnerable. We have the chance to end this. Strike decisively, maintain formation, and protect each other. Humanity's survival is in our hands." The officers acknowledged, understanding the gravity of the mission. Each ship and crew prepared for the final assault. The attack group moved forward, weaving through energy fields and debris. Alien ships fired relentlessly, but human shields held. Precision strikes targeted the weakest points in the command center's defenses. Dr. Vance guided the deployment of the multipulse disruptors, ensuring perfect timing. The waves of energy surged through the core, causing sparks, explosions, and system failures across the entire complex. Alien command vessels struggled to maintain cohesion. The communication network was disrupted, reinforcements were delayed, and internal factions questioned orders. Humanity's hidden fleet had struck a decisive blow. Captain Hale ordered a full advance, exploiting every weakness and seizing control of the strategic nodes. Kellen monitored the faster-than-light drives as ships executed coordinated jumps around the core. Energy pulses kept the fleet stable, allowing precise maneuvers despite the turbulence of alien defenses. Pierce observed silently, knowing the entire operation depended on their flawless execution. Captain Hale communicated with liberated alien factions. "The Central Command is compromised. Ha, ha, ha. Your chains of orders are broken. Join us or resist at your own risk." Several vessels changed course, retreating or switching allegiance. The Dominion Pact's unity was collapsing under human strategy, technology, and courage. On Earth, General Rourke watched as reports streamed in from the fleet. Communications confirmed victories, disrupted nodes, and the spread of doubt among alien factions. Civilian industries continued to produce ships, weapons, and energy cells, preparing for any counterattacks. Humanity's hidden machinery was operating at full strength. The human fleet pressed the advantage. Attack ships moved through remaining defenses with precision. Shields flared, weapons fired, and energy pulses disrupted enemy systems. Alien vessels scrambled to respond but were too disorganized to mount an effective counter. Captain Hale's coordinated maneuvers ensured minimal loss. Dr. Vance analyzed alien energy patterns in real time. Core energy is collapsing. The gate is destabilized. Reinforcements cannot arrive. We have the opportunity to secure the system completely. Hale responded, "All ships push forward. Strike decisively and secure control. Humanity depends on it." The fleet surged, engaging critical nodes with relentless precision. The alien command struggled to maintain control, but human tactics and superior coordination prevailed. Systems failed, reinforcements were delayed, and internal factions rebelled against compromised leadership. Humanity had turned the tide of battle decisively in its favor. Kellen adjusted the drives to maintain stability as the fleet moved deeper. Energy pulsed through the Arctic Ring, keeping faster-than-light maneuvers synchronized. Pierce remained calm, knowing the delicate balance between technology and human skill had been achieved. Every ship remained in formation, coordinated perfectly for the final strikes. Captain Hale addressed the fleet. "The Dominion Pact has underestimated humanity. Today we have shown our strength, intelligence, and courage. The alien command is fractured and reinforcements delayed. We have the chance to secure victory. Act with precision, protect each other, and ensure humanity survives." Officers acknowledged, the resolve and focus evident in their eyes. On Mars, Rivencade's forces coordinated with the fleet to exploit weaknesses in remaining enemy positions. Resistance cells acted with precision, providing intelligence, disrupting supply lines, and assisting liberated factions. Humanity's combined effort had become an unstoppable force. Dr. Amara Solis monitored the fleet's shields and energy systems, ensuring optimal performance. Commander Elias Trent managed logistics, keeping every ship supplied and ready. Captain Hale's plan had unified Earth, Mars, and the Hidden Fleet into a single, coordinated force. The final strikes began. Attack ships targeted remaining nodes, disabling energy systems and communications. Reinforcements from compromised factions arrived late or switched allegiance. The Dominion Pact's unity was broken. Humanity's strategy, technology, and courage had won a decisive victory. Kellen maintained the drives, allowing the fleet to perform complex maneuvers and evade remaining enemy attacks. Pierce watched silently, aware that humanity's survival depended on skill, precision, and courage. Every ship remained in formation, coordinated for maximum effectiveness. Captain Hale surveyed the results. Alien systems were collapsing, reinforcements delayed indefinitely, and communication networks were fractured. Humanity had secured control of the system. He addressed his fleet. "Today, we have struck decisively. We have disrupted the Dominion Pact, liberated factions, and ensured humanity's survival. This is the first step toward a future where Earth is safe and humanity thrives. We fight, we adapt, and we endure. Humanity will not surrender." Officers and crew acknowledged, understanding the magnitude of their achievement. On Earth, General Rourke, Commander Trent, Dr. Solis, and Riven Codd observed the final outcomes. Humanity had survived the war, disrupted the Dominion Pact, and secured a future in the stars. Civilian populations celebrated quietly, unaware of the full scale of the hidden victories, but the leaders knew the cost and the effort it took to achieve them. Captain Hale and his fleet moved through the system, securing liberated regions and establishing control. Dr. Vance analyzed alien technology for future use, ensuring humanity remained ahead. Kellen and Pierce maintained faster-than-light drives for ongoing operations, ready for any unforeseen challenges. The Dominion Pact's remnants retreated, weakened, and fractured. Humanity had demonstrated that courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome even the most formidable adversaries. The war had begun with the declaration of extinction, but humanity had answered decisively, proving that survival, adaptability, and determination could defy any odds. The sky above Earth remained calm, alien ships no longer hovering in oppressive formation. Humanity had struck first, struck decisively, and survived. The fleet returned toward the inner system, ready to ensure Earth and its colonies remained secure. The Dominion Pact had underestimated human resilience and courage. Humanity had endured, adapted, and emerged victorious. Captain Hale reflected on the journey. The war had tested every skill, every decision, and every ounce of courage. Humanity had responded, survived, and thrived. They had faced extinction and declared their own destiny. The stars were now a place where humans could survive, grow, and protect their home. Kellen Ward and Director Pierce maintained the Arctic facility, ready to support ongoing operations. Dr. Vance prepared for further analysis and technological advancement. General Rourke coordinated with planetary defenses to secure long-term stability. Humanity had proven it would not surrender. The human fleet returned home triumphant but vigilant. The Dominion Pact's influence had been weakened, and humanity's power and courage had been demonstrated across the solar system. Captain Hale addressed his officers one final time. We faced annihilation and declared our own destiny. Humanity survives, adapts, and endures. We are not victims of fate. We are masters of our own future. Stay vigilant, but know today humanity has won a decisive victory. The officers and crew acknowledged their resolve stronger than ever. The war had begun with the declaration of extinction, but humanity had answered with courage, intelligence, and unity. The Dominion Pact would remember this day. Humanity would continue to survive, grow, and thrive across the stars. The fight had ended, but humanity's journey had just begun. The species had faced extinction and emerged victorious, proving that no force, however powerful, could declare the end of a determined and united humanity.